All right, we're going live. We're going live. We're going live. We're going live. Post game. Post game. Give me a second. We're on the post game live. We're going live. We're going live. Okay, okay. The game is over. Welcome, welcome, welcome. The game is over. The New Orleans Saints had lost today, 20 to 13. They lost to the Arizona Cardinals. The Saints, you can't you can't sit there. There was no lack of effort in this football game. The Saints had multiple chances to win this football game, and to be honest with you, as a Saints fan, I left more impressed with the football team because a lot of people don't think that the Saints have talent. A lot of people don't think the Saints are going to compete this year, and I'm really mostly when we lose a game, I feel real sad and I real feel gloomy. But I really don't feel this way with the New Orleans Saints. There are a lot of questions that needs to be answered with this football team. There's a lot of things that need to be answered with this football team. So I'm not in any way going to have a blame game. I think that Spencer Rattler played good enough for this football team to win. I think that the football team was very competitive. There were opportunities. Juwan Johnson, I really can't really shame Juwan Johnson. That was a hellified try to catch that ball, but the ball placement was perfect. Spencer threw the ball where only his wide receiver or tight end can get the ball. Jawan made a hellified try trying to get that football, but he did not. He did not come down. You paying Jawan Johnson a lot of money to make spectacular plays. Okay, that would have really rejuvenated. That would have really helped a young man be, going into his. That would have really been big for a Spencer Rattler for them to make that catch, for him to get that catch. That would have been really big for his confidence. That would have been really big for this football team, a team that has no expectations when it comes to the national media. A lot of people thought that the New Orleans Saints would get blowed out in this football game. A lot of people didn't think the Saints would have a chance and hell in this game. And to be honest with you, they held their own. Other than Marvin Harrison being outmanned Kool-Aid McKinstry. Kool-Aid McKinstry is much smaller, and you can see Kool-Aid got better in the game. He started. You notice that Kool-Aid McKinstry kind of settled down after giving up a big play down the seam that put Philadelphia in position. That put Philadelphia in a position to be able to, not Philadelphia, the Cardinals, the Arizona Cardinals in position. All in all, I am still impressed with this football team. There's a lot to learn. Rattler did well today, and the defense adjusted. Yes, I think this team are going to get better over the courses of the season. You know, you learn from your mistakes. We couldn't see what the Saints was going to be in preseason. But the offensive line looked pretty good. The offensive line looked pretty good. I think the Saints defensive line had at least about 5 to 4 sacks today. That's impressive by the New Orleans Saints. They had the Kyler Murray got sacked the 4 to 5 times. If you can correct me, I think that the Saints were very aggressive today. I think the Saints were out there getting. Shout out to my brother Bronze. I think the Saints were really coming to play. I love the black and gold. The gold jerseys. I love the end zone being gold. I just really was excited today. We didn't, you're not going to always win football games, but for a new regime, it was a breath of fresh air. And I'm not going to be in my mind to think that the Saints are the worst football team. I think the Saints are going to win a lot of games this year. The Saints are not a bad football team, as the National Football League has put it. They have claimed that this team has no talent. And the Saints do not look. They were right neck and neck. They could have won this football game. And if you guys are not optimistic, you should be. If you guys are not optimistic about what this football team is capable of being, then you should be. Okay? Because that's a young quarterback who has gotten better. There's a couple of plays that could have been that he would love to have back. Yes. Was there a couple of plays that I think Spencer Rattler wish he could have back? Yes. And thank God that interception didn't happen because that was about the only thing that I thought that he. But you never get mad at a quarterback that is being aggressive. You never get mad about your quarterback trying to make plays. And I thought Spencer really made us proud today. Spencer was trying. If Jawan Johnson makes that catch, it's no doubt I believe the Saints win this football game. That dome would have went on fire. If Jawan Johnson would hold on to that football, there's no doubt in my mind that the New Orleans Saints win that football game. So that's the way the NFL is. It's about inches. The game is about inches, and the Saints were right there. So there's a lot to be learned from this game. The Saints are not a pushover. The Saints defense is not great, but they're not that bad. I think the Saints are going to prove, let's look at it right now. Super Bowl, Super Bowl champs almost lost to the Dallas Cowboys. They didn't look too good. The Kansas City Chiefs lost their first game against the Chargers. There were multiple teams that lost today. And I just think that the Saints, you play to win the game. We didn't win the game. I can't make excuses, but I think we can be positive about what's going to go on from the future of the New Orleans Saints. I think we can all be positive in knowing that this team is not as bad as we thought. And give this young man some more time. I think the Saints have a shot at beating the 49ers. The 49ers are not a great team themselves. They had injury problems last year. They were dealing with multiple injuries themselves. They don't have McCaffrey. The 49ers were and the Saints were depleted, two of the most depleted organizations last year when it came down to injuries. The Saints were 2-0, and then they ended up dropping multiple games after losing Eric McCoy and multiple players. But I think that this Saints team have the ability and the time. With time, they can be a better football team. I just really believe that the Saints are really going to be good as time go on. And I just love the direction Kellen Moore is taking his football, the evolution of the offense. There were some offensive plays I was like, wow, look at that. Wide receivers was wide open. There were some things that I scratched my head, and there were some things I was like, wow, I understand why he's the head coach of this football team. I seen a little bit of Sean Payton. Sean Payton, when he started for the New Orleans Saints, was 0-2. And I think you guys don't remember that, but when he started his season, he started the season as the Saints coach. They started the season 0-2, and they went to the NFC Championship. So, am I saying that Kellen Moore is going to the NFC Championship? I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that We got something to look forward to. I believe we got something to look forward to, fans. And I think that Kellen Moore is bringing a winning atmosphere. The Dome was rocking today. And I think that we can be proud of. Sometimes you're not going to win all the time. But as long as you see the team competing, all you want to see in your football team, if they're competing, if they're trying. And this football team was rocking. I seen Demario Davis. I seen Cam Jordan. Cam Jordan was out there rocking. I believe the Saints had 4 to 5 sacks today on Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray is a hard football player to contain. Now we're going to be playing Brock Purdy, and Brock Purdy would not be out there running around like a Kyler Murray will. Brock Purdy cannot move like a Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray was making plays with his feet that other quarterbacks can't do. And I think the Saints are going to be pretty good. They're going to be pretty good. I really believe that. I really believe the Saints are going to be pretty good in their future. I like the direction that this team is going into. Some people are going to say I'm a homer. Some people are going to say that I'm delusional. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. We got to bring some kind of positivity into Who That Nation. And I don't mind bringing positive energy to the Who. Even though we lost, I feel like we won today. Even though we lost the football game, I feel like we won today. I feel like the foundation was built today. So I don't feel like this is a gloomy Sunday. I feel like the Saints got a great future ahead of them. We're getting younger. And if you guys are not proud of this football team for fighting, I don't know what to tell you. You're not going to win them all. Arizona is going to be competing in their division. Arizona might win that division. Arizona might win that division. The Seattle Seahawks, all of these teams are not guaranteed to win that division. It was a tough loss, Jerry. It was a tough loss. So give me a second. I'm going to inbox EJ and tell him to drop the link in the chat, and we'll have you guys come on in. Everybody knows on Sunday, I like to rant about the New Orleans Saints. That's just what I do. So anybody got offended, I apologize. But that's the way I do after the game at halftime. I am a passionate New Orleans Saints fan. And sometimes when people come in, they're going to hear me disrespecting and cussing and talking about fake ass Saints fans. If it doesn't apply to you, get the hell out of there. If it doesn't apply to you, get the hell, because you're not going to stop me from talking. You're not going to stop me from voicing my opinion when it comes down to being a New Orleans Saints fan. It's not going to happen. Okay? I'm going to call out Saints fans who are riding the fence. I always have, and I always will. That's just the way I am. Okay? So when people follow me and they hear me ranting about the Saints, that's just me. I'm a very passionate person when it comes down to my football team. Okay? I'm a very passionate person when it comes down to my football team. And I hate when the Saints lose. I hate when the Saints lose. I have a miserable time. Some of you guys can sleep. It's hard for me to sleep when the Saints lose. Now, you all might not feel the way I am. It's hard for me to eat when the Saints lose. It's hard for me to watch other football games when the Saints lose. That's how much I am invested into the Who Dat Nation. And everybody don't have that. And I don't expect you to be me. I don't expect you to be positive like me. Because I saw something today. Some of the things that you didn't see, I saw something today. And what I saw today was a team fighting today. I saw a team that was not going to quit today. And a lot of you guys take my energy as disrespect. You guys take the way I voice my opinions as disrespect. I cuss out some of my bestest friends over the Saints. And if you don't know I'm your brother, and just because I cuss your ass out, and you feel that I'm disrespecting, you don't know, you never was my brother. Because you got to understand that I love you, but I'm just be talking shit. Okay? So the Saints played very hard. I would cuss my own blood brother out over the Saints. I will cuss my own blood brother. I will cuss my daddy out over the Saints. That's the passion I feel when it comes to the Saints. But it doesn't mean I don't love you. Okay? It doesn't mean I don't love you. Okay? I'll sacrifice my all for you. You want to whip my ass over the Saints? Come on. Whip my ass over the Saints. But I'm going to steady. I'm going to continue. I'm a passionate Who Dat Nation fan who's been a Saints fan since 1980, 1981. That's when I became a Saints fan. I ain't no person who woke up and started hollering Who Dat. I ain't a person became a Saints fan since Sean Payton became the coach. I was when the Saints was wearing bags. I was with the Saints when they were hollering cha-ching. Before they were saying stand up and get get crunk. We were always there for the Saints. And we're gonna always be passionate about our football team. But let's not get personal. Let's not get personal. Let's not get into our feelings. Because I cuss your grandma out over the Saints. I cuss my grandma out over the Saints. Literally fuss with people over the Saints. The Texans were good at all. The Texans weren't good at all first, and they rebuild. Thank you. And that's what people don't understand. As a fan, you got to go with the bad and the good. And that's what people don't understand. Is as a fan, in order to go to be a part of success, you got to go with the good and the bad. You got to suffer before. Fans got to suffer before they can enjoy success. Fans got to suffer. Detroit Lion fans. You know what I hate about Detroit Lion fans? Detroit Lion fans will try to troll Saints fans because we're losing right now. But Detroit Lions were always losers. Detroit Lions, all these people jumping on the bandwagon. I don't remember too many times where we went 0-16 in the season. 0-17 in the season. I don't remember us winning one game in the season. And all of a sudden, I remember when the Seattle Seahawks wasn't good. And all of a sudden, people started to jump on the bandwagon for the Seattle Seahawks. So I'm a true fan. I'm not going to jump on the bandwagon when the Saints are winning. I'm going to talk when they're losing and winning. I remember when the 3-13 and 1-15, Moore made mistakes too that hopefully he'll learn from. Yes. And I think that he's going to learn from that. There were a lot of things I think Kellen Moore want to take back from this game. He should have kept running that football. The Arizona Cardinals could not stop the running game. The Arizona Cardinals could not stop Alvin Kamara. The Arizona Cardinals could not stop Kendra Miller. They could not stop Devin Neal today. The Saints should have ran that ball and continuously ran that ball. And that's the way I feel. Jawan Johnson has to make that catch. Jawan Johnson, that was the perfect play call. Jawan Johnson, we paying you $13 million. We paying you $13 million. Jawan Johnson has to make that damn catch. Why do you think they stop running the ball? Because most of the times when you get behind, they start panicking. When they get behind, they get away from the scheme and they start panicking, and then they get away from the run. If they would have kept running the football, you would have wore them down. A 3-year contract worth 31 million. You got to catch that damn football. You got to catch that damn football. Jawan Johnson, that is inexcusable. And I'm going to give credit to Spencer Rattler because that's a hell of a throw. Spencer Rattler made a hell of a throw. And most of you guys going to look at his record and y'all going to say he's 0-7 as a quarterback. It's not fair. Spencer Rattler has gotten better, y'all. He has gotten better. And there was a lot of plays on the field. Now, he did set, I hope that Chris Olave didn't get a concussion. Because that play was I'm more concerned. I'm more concerned with Chris Olave. I hope he didn't get injured. I hope he didn't get injured. So we're gonna be able to see the injury report. We'll be able to check out the injury report, but I hope that he didn't get injured. And Blake Grupe, God damn it, Blake Grupe. Just when I was praising Blake Grupe all preseason, Blake Grupe missed a chip shot field goal. Blake Grupe missed a chip shot field goal. It's just unbelievable. So we had opportunities, fans. We had opportunities. And we did not capitalize on our opportunities. We did not capitalize on the opportunities that we had. So I just want to tell y'all, we lost this football game. I'm very upset. Don't look like the host. EJ is interviewing the players for WWXXV, and he's not the host. Will be back next week. He will be hosting this, and I won't have to be covering for him. Okay, he will be back hosting the Baddest Sports Show podcast in the Deep South. But I'm gonna cut this short because I got things to do. But I want to tell y'all, lift y'all heads up, Saints fans. Lift y'all heads up, Saints fans. We're not bad as people thought we were. The Saints got to keep grinding. They got to keep grinding, and I think this team are going to win a lot of games this football. I still predict the Saints to go 9-8 this year. And I am proud of the team because they fought. So who that? We that. I'll see y'all next time.